All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the men of Master well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz coming at you with another live lesson. And he will gather you one by one, O children of Israel. When this thing goes down, is simultaneously destruction on this country, America. Okay, but at the same time, the elect will be beamed it up in these UFOs and these ships. Okay, and we're going to get into it today. The book of Isaiah, chapter 27, verse 12. And it will come to pass in that day that Yahweh will beat off the channels of the rivers, the stream of Egypt, and shall be, and ye shall be gathered one by one, O children of Israel. So one by one, okay, signifying it's only going to be a select group of people being beamed it out that to make it out of here with their life. Okay, it's not going to be that many people. Okay, so you have to run that lets you have the prize. Okay, and don't be like a boxer hit in the air. You have to run like you have the prize of Yahweh Yahushai, which is your salvation. The book of Isaiah chapter 26, verse 21. For behold, Yahweh comes out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth, and their iniquity the earth shall disclose her blood and no more cover her slain. So Yahweh is coming out of the place where he lives at, okay, to destroy and to really just basically to destroy this man, okay. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 62. These things I have not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answer I and said, Behold, O Yahweh, showed me the multitude of thy wonders, which thou hast begun to do in the last time, but at what time thou hast not shown me. So we know that that's only we don't know the exact date and exact day or hour, if you will, but we know that when we start seeing these particular signs come to pass, just know that this thing already played out, okay? It already played out in real time, okay? We just revisited it. In the heavens, it already played out, okay? It just on this time and on this axis is playing out according to what Yahweh Yahushai have already predicted, okay? That's what this is about. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And he said, then to me, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest partly the signs to pass, which I have told thee, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the earth which he hath made. Therefore, when you see the earth quakes and upwards of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, like all that is made in the world, which have a beginning and the end is manifested, okay, and see, and so when you see this, the end is manifested, okay, you see it for what it is, okay, the end is right at the door. Even so, when the times that the highest have plain beginnings, wonders and powers, for works and effects and signs, and everyone that shall save and shall be able to escape by the works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So it's by faith is how you're saved. It's by faith, but faith with works. Okay, one moment. The book of Isaiah chapter 10, verse 21. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the power, the mighty power. For though thou people be like as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. For Yahweh has for for Yahweh, a power of hosts shall make a consumption, even determination in the midst of the land. Okay. And consumption means consumption, and the determine means decreed. Okay, so Yahweh already have a decree. This final destruction. Let's read it in the NET version. For though your people, Israel, are as numerous as the sand of the sea, only a remnant will come back. Destruction has been decreed. A just punishment is about to engulf you. The book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 9. And they shall not nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh as the waters covers a sea. And in that day they shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for the ensign of the people to it shall the Gentiles seek, and he shall rest, and he shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set forth his hands again the second time and recover the remnant of his people which are left in Assyria and Egypt and Paphros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and which is his truth, that ensign, which is his truth, okay? When GMS started with Tehar, got on this internet, okay, and started pushing this truth out, that's that ensign. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and assembly the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah and the four corners of Egypt. Okay, just come over here to the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 38. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned is in the fire, so shall it be in the end of the world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out all the kingdoms of all things that offend and the which do iniquity, and cast them into the furnace of fire, where there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Jumping down here to verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that is cast into a sea and gathered every kind, which it is full, They drew it to shore and sat down and gathered the goodly into vessels, but casted the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels of shall come forth and sever the wicked from the right from the just, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire where there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Okay, so once again, it's talking about the elect being beamed up in these UFOs, okay? And after being beamed up in these UFOs, okay, saved from this thermonuclear destruction, okay, which is days away. We don't have much more time here, okay? Our time is very short and limited. America's already destroyed. Okay, one moment. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But the day and hour no one knows, no man knows, not even the angels of heaven, but the Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall they be coming with the Son of Man be. For in the days that it was before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also be the coming of the Son of Man be. The book of Matthew 24, verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn. Okay, so why they mourning? Okay, because they know they have to go into captivity. Okay, it's like everyone knows what's going on, but everyone wants to be quiet. Okay, so when this thing goes down, okay, they know they have to go into captivity. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of trumpet, and they shall gather to his elect from the four winds and from one end of heaven to the other, okay? So once again, the angels, okay, they travel in these vehicles, in these crafts, in these UFOs, okay? They're gonna basically beam up the elect. Okay, well, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like a color of a beryl, and they first had the one likeness of it, and their appearance of their work was like a wheel in the middle of a wheel. And the crafts, they looked like they were put together, okay? They looked like they were engineered by man, okay? But they're Heavenly Father's vehicles. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 8. And they had the hands of man under their wings on their four sides, and their four had the faces of their wings. Okay, the hands of man looks like these vehicles was put together, manufactured, if you will. Okay, but they're the crafts of the Heavenly Father. Okay, they powered by the Spirit. Okay, they high advanced UFOs. Okay, high advanced technology, top of the notch. Okay, one moment. The book of the book of Jeremiah chapter 8 verse 20. And you don't want this to happen, okay? The harvest is the summer is ended and we are not saved, okay? So you don't want this thing to come to pass. The harvest, okay, which is the end of the age, people, you gonna see your brethren, okay, and the elect get beamed it up out of here, and you don't want it, and you don't get delivered out of here. You don't want that to happen. For the hurt of the daughter of my people, I am hurt. I am black, and astonished have taken hold of me. The book of Jeremiah 16, we'll start at verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he have driven them, and I will bring them again unto their land that I have given their fathers. We'll start at verse 6. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 6. In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and his name shall be called Yahweh, our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, and as Yahweh says, Yahweh, that it shall no longer say the children Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth, were brought up, and which led the seed of the house of Israel out from the north country, and from all the countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their land, in their own land. Okay, so basically, it's just a waiting game now. Okay, we're waiting for Yahweh to dispatch those angels, but we know that it's not going to just happen just like that. Okay, we still got the MOC. We got World War III, okay, which it's already, the anger's already stirring, okay, that pot's already stirring, okay, but we waiting for these things to intensify, okay. Mainly the last prophecy we're waiting for is that mark of the beast, okay, and that waiting for that could be days away, okay. Let's turn to the book of Micah. The book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 12. But but then knowest, but they know not the thoughts of Yahweh, neither understand his counsel, for he will gather them together like sheaves into the floor. NET version. Okay, one moment. But they do not know Yahweh's plan, what Yahweh's planning. They do not understand his strategy. He gathered them like stalks of grain. Okay, so they don't understand Yahweh's what Yahweh is planning. Okay, the book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 6. And that they say, Yahweh will I assemble her and have halted her, and will gather her that has been driven out, and her that I have afflicted. Verse 10, jumping down here to verse 10 to the point. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There shall the Lord Yahweh shall redeem thee from the hands of thy enemies. Okay. So right here in Babylon, okay, we're going to be delivered. And on that note, all praises to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.